just wanna be part of your symphony. We hold me tight and not let go.
Hi, and welcome back to Hot Girl Spiral. I'm Anna.
I'm Monica. And here we are
again. So we really need to work on a better intro. We're so lazy with that.
Yeah, we are going to...
But that's not why we're here.
We're starting with the highs and the lows, as usual.
Yes. So, do you want to go? Or
I guess.
Okay.
So, my high for the week, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I've been pretty low the whole week, so it's hard to find a high. But I guess if I had to say, this past weekend, I got a haircut.
So fresh, so clean. We love it.
Yes, it's actually super dirty right now, and I put a lot of dry shampoo. But thanks. I've been getting some compliments on it. So I don't know if you can see. What are you saying?
Nothing.
But yeah, that, and I had a friend's birthday party who turned 30. That was fun. I went out to eat with an old friend that I hadn't eaten with in a while. Not an old friend, a friend, but I had been a while since I'd hung out with her. So we went out to eat at a Mexican restaurant. It was good. And then low for the week. I don't know. Like I said, I've just been feeling kind of blah. I don't know that I have a low, really. To be honest, I don't know.
Just a low mood.
Yeah,
low,
just like
the bar is low.
Yeah, mood is low. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know. I don't really have a specific low, just like blah. But I also think it's because it's the girl thing.
A girl thing.
It's
the time of the month.
It's the time of the month. So yeah, I'm just like blah. Anyways, yeah. How about you?
My low would be I had a psychiatrist appointment this week, and for me, appointments always give me anxiety. So just like my appointment was at like 10:30, and I literally am like useless from morning till 10:30 until the appointment. I'm like useless because I'm like so anxious, like so worked up about something that's not a big deal, but the fact that I have something that I have to do. And
it's the waiting time in between.
Yeah, like I can't function. So I was like really anxious, and I was
You can function.
No.
You worked.
No, but I was like really anxious to the point where I couldn't work. Like I stopped working and I was like, let me just take a break for a minute. And I was like pacing, and
it's good for anxiety.
Yeah, no, but I was like freaking out, and then my psychiatrist was 15 minutes late. So I had an extended freakout time.
Oh my gosh.
Unnecessary freakout time, only for it to go super well, as always, and it was not a big deal. But that was my low.
Isn't that so crazy? Even though you know it always works out fine, you just like keep getting anxious before.
Yeah, like mentally, I have this mental block. I need to work on that.
Funny.
And then my high for the week was this past weekend. I went to a wedding. And it was like a really, really gay wedding. It was super fun. I mean, I've been to gay weddings before, but this like topped the gay bar. And there was a drag show, and they had a drag queen there taking pictures at the ends with everyone. And the drag queen literally complimented my outfit, and I died.
It wasn't that cute.
It was
just kidding.
It was cute.
It was cute, but
no, but I literally was like shook. I was like, low-key, like, she likes me.
You're ridiculous.
And
no, why don't you tell everybody what you said? You got so nervous.
No, I got so nervous. I was like, thanks for your performance.
Like a child.
Yeah, I felt like so awkward. I like wasn't receiving the compliment well.
No, you received it. I mean, at least you didn't say anything like, I don't know.
No, yours is better.
All right, I don't know. Oh, God.
But anyways, so those are our highs and lows for the week. And last week we talked about the inner critic and how
the inner critic.
Oh my God, the inner critic.
No.
Wait, the inner critic.
Yes.
That we talked about the inner critic inside of us. The inner critic inside of us.
Obviously inside.
That we want to take a fucking nap and chill the fuck out.
We want it to take a nap.
Yeah.
Oh.
Her.
I thought you said we want to take a nap.
We also want to take a nap.
We also are tired.
No, but we want to put it down for a nap because it was getting loud. But now
it gets even worse.
It gets worse. We're going deeper than the inner critic. We're going to talk about shame.
Shame. Yes. So, and there's like a relationship between the inner critic and the shame. because basically they feed off each other. Like shame is kind of like what gives the inner critic its ammo, and then the inner critic like continues to like, you know, yell this
perpetuate
like
the shame that you're feeling,
the harshness and stuff, which only like strengthens that. So it's just like a nasty cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so shame, what is it?
Shame is a negative core belief that you have about yourself.
Correct. Often people will like, you know, get guilt and shame confused, but they are different. And it's important that we understand what the difference is between the both.
Yes.
And so guilt is more focused with action and behavior, whereas shame is more focused with your identity and like who you are.
Yeah. An example of guilt would be, I made a mistake.
The action you made.
The action. I made a mistake. An example of shame would be, I am the mistake.
Because you're identifying yourself as the mistake.
You're internalizing the guilt and not addressing it. It becomes shame. And there you go. And for example, instead of internalizing this guilt feeling and not addressing it and letting it turn into shame, we need to reframe it. We need to reframe the situation, and it sets us up for a place where we can reassess our values that we have, our core values. We can be honest and apologize if necessary, depending on the situation. And it also allows for like a place of growth.
Yeah,
because sorry.
No, go. I think what we're both about to say is that guilt it's not bad that you feel guilty.
No, guilt is a good thing.
It's a good thing that you have guilt inside. If you didn't, you would be a sociopath.
Yeah. So guilt is there to remind you that whatever behavior you did is not in line with your core values.
Right.
So that's why you feel guilty about it.
And when you feel guilty, it, like you were saying, it causes you to reflect. And then if you need to apologize for something, you do that. And it helps to like, that's how you form relationships and like recognizing when you're at fault, and you grow.
Yeah.
And it strengthens your connections with others.
Exactly. But we do need to clarify there is a difference between true guilt and false guilt. So true guilt would be, I lied, so I feel guilty. Like I did something that does not align with my moral values. But a false guilt would be more like, I set a boundary with a person, and now based on their reactions, I feel guilty.
Yeah.
That is not true. Like that's not a true guilt that you should feel guilty for. You shouldn't feel guilty for remember? Setting a boundary.
Right. That's a good example.
And you can't take on people's emotions. So
yeah, that's a good way to differentiate the two types of guilts.
Yeah. So basically, shame is negative self-talk, which is the inner critic.
Yeah.
It's negative self-talk creates shame. It's like a loop. It's loopy.
Yeah. No, well, like we said in the beginning, they feed off each other, and then it creates this cycle of like,
yeah, but like
bad.
But like the inner critic was birthed from shame, and then now they like parasite off one another. No, what's it called when there's a mutual relationship? Not a parasite.
That's they codepend. Just kidding. I don't know.
No. I have no idea.
I don't remember either.
I'm not going to make a fool of myself.
That's
right now.
okay.
I already did.
I was actually when you were saying this, I was actually going to go somewhere with that, but because I listened to that video you sent me and the concept in like having like an inner self with personas and then ideal self, I was going to try to explain that, and I was like, I don't know it well enough.
Yeah, that is, this shit can get really deep and really complicated. I was sitting here thinking maybe an episode about shame. Wow, that might be hard to do a whole hour on shame, but no.
There's like videos and videos and videos.
There's so much to know
like
about
8-part
shame.
videos that are hours long.
Yeah, like there's so much to know, and we've done so much research, and this is just like a minuscule amount of knowledge about shame.
We're just getting our toes wet. Right? Yeah. We're just our fingertips and our toes are wet.
Gross.
Okay, but yeah. So what does shame look like? Is that what we're doing?
Like how does it show up when it's not addressed?
Yeah, so it'll look like over apologizing.
Yes.
You're striving for perfection because you want to put up this idea that you have it all together. So you want to be perfect. People pleasing.
Yes, because of fear of conflict.
Right.
People pleasing.
Woohoo, that's me. Struggling to accept compliments.
Yes.
Because you don't believe them.
That's facts.
And also kind of could look like forms of numbing, which is more like in the addiction side. But you're just trying to like shut off the feelings. There's a consequence to everything. So even if you're trying to shut off a bad feeling, you shut yourself off from good feelings.
Yes. Joy
and everything. That's just to name a few. Am I missing any other? What else?
When it's not addressed, you start to like hide parts of yourself. Like you start wearing a mask. You just start to put like perform for people.
Yeah,
like,
you have
your
different
life is a
faces
show,
for
like
different
faces for different people.
Uh-huh.
Like you're not allowing yourself to be genuine because you think that whatever
If people
knew your true self, that they wouldn't like you.
Yeah.
So you put on a show of what you think people will like, and it's working for you.
But what a way to live, right?
What a way to live. But yeah, so it shows up in feelings like anger, envy, depression, anxiety, hopelessness, all of these different heavy, big emotions. Feelings of abandonment. That's a big one. Abandonment is like, our fear of abandonment is like one of the main.
I remember hearing that.
Arguably the most painful type of shame is what I heard.
Yeah.
Abandonment is arguably the most painful type of shame.
Lay down, Harper. Lay down.
Harper, lay down.
She would.
I know, such a bitch. But yeah, so those are a few of the way. Harper, please lay down.
Lay down. Lay down. That's enough. Get over here. Lay down.
Anyways, so that's just a few of the ways that shame can show up in your life when not addressed.
Yes. With your actions and with the way that you feel. Yes.
But where does shame start?
Where does it start?
Where's the origin of shame? Shame is developed subconsciously during childhood. So when you're a child, you have no identity of self in the beginning. You can look in a mirror and see what you look like, but you don't know who you are. You don't know your value. You don't know anything about you. So where do you get that knowledge? You get that from your tribe, your people, your family, your parents, the people that take care of you, and like whoever your caretaker is. Like those are your chosen people, and that's your tribe. So you reflect off of them. If they are not giving you the meeting your needs, your physical needs, your emotional needs, if there's abuse or there's just trauma happening, there could be divorce happening, this could be a situation of adoption, or just the way that their punishment style, or if they shame you like verbally. There's so many different things, and nobody's perfect. So like how people critique you and stuff like that when you're little, like getting that kind of feedback is when you start to internalize, wow, I am not good enough. Like, so because our parents are our tribe and our needs aren't met, what I'm trying to say is there's this disconnect, and we internalize these reflections on ourselves and we accept them as our truth. And then the inner critic is born, and it just perpetuates that shame as further truth.
Mm-hmm.
And
where it starts is in childhood, because we look to our parents or whoever is caretaking us, and we see like, you know, how it is that what they say to us, how they treat us, and then we internalize that, and then it shows us like, okay, are we worthy based on what they say and what they do and how they show love or don't show love? And then from there we start to build our identity, because what do we know except whatever we're shown?
Yeah, and you know that I heard this guy say that shame is like the fear of losing your tribe, the fear of not being good enough. If you're not good enough for the people that are your tribe, then what makes you think you're going to be good enough? Like, what are other people gonna?
Yeah, from like other tribes.
Yeah, what are other fucking tribes gonna think of you?
Yeah,
like if the one chosen tribe doesn't like value you, value you, or how you perceive it. But yeah,
parents are so important.
Yeah,
the responsibility and like the gift of
it's heavy.
Being a parent is like,
why do you think I'm terrified to be a mother?
I'm not, but now that I think about
there's just so many ways you can fuck up, and sure, like, and it's just like nobody's perfect. You can do your absolute best, but you're still gonna make mistakes.
Yeah,
and it's just
a really big responsibility.
It is. It's a huge responsibility.
But yeah, it's parenting is so important.
Yeah.
And I just like think about like, I mean, I might be 35 now with no kids, and that bothers me some, but I used to want to like be a mom at 21 like young. And not that I would have been a bad mom, but like I don't know everything that I know now. And like
Yeah.
now, like, I mean, knowing, I always knew that parenting is a big responsibility, but like you're like shaping another human's life.
Yeah.
And especially if you parent with someone and you guys are not like good
Oh
together.
my God, if you don't align.
Yeah,
That
or
is
like,
a whole other
or
topic.
like even if you don't align but you have good conflict resolution, and then you can like show what it's like to resolve conflict or something, or like can still love a child and not like get lost in your own shit.
Yeah. You
Like
have
that's
to be healthy to go into
yeah.
parenthood. Not 100% healthy because nobody is,
No,
but
but
you
you have
need to
some
work on yourself
self-awareness.
before going into parenthood where you're going to be like literally leading a life.
And it's a big responsibility.
But yeah, we actually we're going to go into some personal shares.
Okay.
Shame stories.
Shame stories.
Do you want to go first or me?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
Unless you want to go first.
No, I mean, by all means.
Okay, by all means, she says. Okay, so I guess a way that shame has shown up in my life. So like I wouldn't say that growing up I was like emotionally neglected, but I just feel like I don't think there was a ton of space for, you know,
It's okay to say your needs weren't met.
to,
Like nobody's perfect.
No, I know, but
It's impossible for your needs to be.
It's not that.
Met.
I just wanted to like make sure I say things correctly. But I guess I would say that my emotional needs were not fully met, and it wasn't like constant, but I felt like my like feelings didn't have a lot of room, or like maybe if I did show feelings, they just kind of weren't acknowledged. It was never like stop crying, be a big girl, or nothing like that. No like verbal like you don't your feelings don't matter. It was just like implied, or like
like you read the room and it wasn't it,
and it wasn't like a space for that.
Yeah.
So I think that I don't know. I didn't want to feel like a burden, which I still don't current day don't like to feel like a burden. I don't like to say how I feel, or I keep it inside, and I'm very like self-sufficient, and it's okay, and I'll handle it or whatever. But I guess where shame shows up in my life, an example that I would think of would be like in dating. So like if I don't get a text back, I like shame would then tell me like, oh, you're not worth the time, or like
like you're not important to them.
You're not important to them, or like you don't matter to them, or like part of like my people pleasing and wanting to like care for others is like it might look like in the dating aspect like I'm just very over accommodating to whatever they want. And I think that's kind of like a way to like pull back the focus on me, and just like if I can just like keep putting you like in the light and I'll just do whatever you need, then like you don't have to like worry about my needs, and like you don't have to question what my needs are. Because if you questioned it and then I might tell you, then I'm afraid that it's going to be too much for you, or that I'm afraid you're going to leave. And then and also like recently, like not well, I guess in the last month, like a little like dating thing that I had, very short lived, it like ended, and I was like and for me I was just like I messed that up. Like something is wrong with me. I did something wrong to end that, when in actuality it just maybe was like we just didn't match, or like things just weren't.
Like there's literally no telling what it was.
Right. But my shame will like take me back to those like feelings of like, you know, you're the problem, and like you, I don't know. But that's just like an example. But yeah, I guess that's my little shame story.
Okay.
What's yours?
Mine is more focused on like self-image. When I was younger, around middle school, I would say, is when I started to become like very into my self-image. And by that, relax. I know people, if you're watching this and you went to high school with me or middle school, you're like, girl, you do not care about your self-image. We saw you in those boy shorts and that oversized t-shirt.
We should put a picture.
Oh my God, if I can find one, I will. But like, I don't mean my outward. I mean like my physical like self. Like I always felt like fat or like oversized, and I start like based on like comments from friends and family. Not that people were like directly like you're fat. They're like, for example, like one I heard quite a bit. Be careful, you're gonna hurt your sister. You're bigger than her. And we were like, she's taller than me now.
She'll beat your ass now. Or she did beat your ass.
She would beat my ass in high school. Like she was skinnier than me, but like I wasn't big. or like by any means. And so that's like one thing that I remember. And then like, I don't know, just like little things, and then society in general, like the culture of like,
needing to be skinny.
Not even social media, because that wasn't even that big yet, but like just media in general, like Disney Channel, all these bitches on Disney Channel looking fly as fuck. And I was like, why couldn't it be me? I started to feel really guilty about like things that I was doing. Like I felt guilty about drinking soda. I was like, you are fat. You don't need to drink soda. I loved donuts. I told myself I didn't like donuts until I believed it, until that became my truth. And to this day, I still haven't eaten a donut. And maybe I like it, maybe I don't, maybe my taste buds changed. The point is that I had so much shame behind it that I started to like,
you like made yourself
like have all this false guilt. Like I'm not thin enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough. And it all like circled around my image. And yeah, so I mean, basically that, I mean, that's my example, but like, that's what shame is. It's believing you're flawed and therefore unworthy of connection and love and belonging.
Yeah.
And you just, I think, like in the situation of the self-image, it spins in that it also includes like comparison, like comparing to others, whether that's like in a negative way or a positive way.
Do you still feel like that now?
What do you mean?
Like that shame? Like, do you still like think about like yourself now, like I'm not skinny enough, or do you feel like you've like kind of like this is my body and like this is?
I think that I'm the healthiest I'm ever gonna be from that.
But well, what I only asked that to say like that is like an image, like is an image that was impressed on you at a very young age, but it's something that like still continues now because like it's even more in your face. So I only ask you that to wonder that like it's not like it went away and then you were able to like, okay, I'm okay with myself, but it's something that you have to like learn to love yourself and like accept who you are and stop comparing, or just literally just accepting that like I am beautiful the way that I am and I don't need to look at that, which I think at least from like a woman perspective, like that's hard to do when it's in your face everywhere, like literally everywhere about being thin. And now like, you know, you can get things done for cheaper and like having like less wrinkles. Remember in the last one, you're like, what are wrinkles are for? It's like, there's Botox available now. Like things are like, are always like there's ways, but like, I think that it says a lot that, you know, I guess for the most part, I feel like it that shame isn't as heavy as it is now. And I think that's
definitely not. My inner critic has definitely hushed a lot in that area, because I have taken ownership of that and I am okay with my body. Do I love my body? No. But do I exercise regularly and feed it good food? No. So like, that's on me.
Right. And those are changes that if you did do that, like that's in your control.
I could easily
not that the other ones aren't, but
obtain the body I want if I tried at all.
Right.
But
yes, you do.
I'm trying. I am trying to go to the gym, but I'm like a girl on the treadmill, like incline.
She's the walker.
Speed.
That's good cardio.
Listening to TED Talks about podcasts about shame. It's me. Yeah.
With all this said, how do we like release the shame and let it go? Like, what do we got to do?
So first, we have to be self-aware. We have to work on our self-awareness. We have to notice our triggers and our patterns.
Okay.
And then we have to replace it with truth. Let's throw some truth at it. Like positive affirmations and just being like cognitively aware, like this is not true. Like this, like I am not unworthy. Like I am not a mistake. Like you have to like, and you have to repeat these things to yourself. And another thing is developing a healthy value system and like relationships. So like it's important, like you can't heal your shame if you're living in an environment that's unsafe. Like that's not a good place to unpack your things.
Yeah.
Like
no, it'd be like it's like you're climbing uphill all the time.
Yeah, like it just doesn't make sense. Don't do that. So because like when you're in recovery from your shame, you are very fragile. Like you need to set boundaries with people and like preserve your peace in this.
Yeah. get yourself in a space that will help you thrive, help you grow out of that.
Yeah, and learn to respect
Recover, yeah.
yourself. You need to respect yourself.
Even
when you don't feel like you respect yourself, you have to fake it till you make it. And that shit works. Like, as annoying as it sounds, like, it genuinely works. Your mind, you can talk your mind into believing. If I can talk my mind to believing I don't like donuts and actually believe in it for the rest of my life,
yeah,
we can do anything. We could change
well,
the
you
world.
know that there's like that one thing about this lady that like made herself believe she was pregnant.
Yeah,
and
that
she
thing.
formed a thing. It didn't have anything in it, obviously, but like she got a belly.
Yeah, lactating, all the goods.
Gross.
Yeah.
Not
But
gross,
like, the mind is powerful, and if you fake it till you make it, you will start believing it.
it's true. Fake it till you make it.
So, like, give yourself grace during this time.
Yourself grace, definitely. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Giving yourself grace and just, you know, like talking about it, to have someone that you confide in and can like be, you know, express your shame. And doing that takes vulnerability. And I think that is the biggest thing. The way that we can combat shame is just to be vulnerable.
Reclaim our narrative.
Yeah. Reclaim your narrative, talk about it with someone that you trust. And it can be also like, you know, writing it down. If you like want to journal, you just need to get it out, you know, put it on the table. Don't like hold it inside. Because like we mentioned earlier, if you just hold it in, it keeps talking with the inner critic, and then it's a cycle.
Exactly. And you don't have to trauma-splain yourself on a podcast and trauma-splain your shame on a podcast is what I'm meaning to say. You don't have to do that. But if you have one person that you can confide in, that I think that's really important, because in like keeping it to yourself is like a virus for like shame to like manifest even more and more and more.
And I think with going with what you were saying about respecting yourself, I think that also falls in line with kind of practicing self-compassion.
Yeah.
And like, you know, accepting your feelings, acknowledging them. You don't stuff them down, but you don't, you know, you see that they're there and you let them happen. You know, staying connected with other people and knowing that everybody kind of goes through things like this and you're not alone.
Trying to stay present is big too.
Yeah, not getting like caught up in the emotions and like, you know, like going down the spiral of like, you know, I'm not worthy, I'm not loved, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Just being in the present and being kind to yourself.
Yeah. And I think that beyond that, we just have to really we need to focus on the fact that as humans, we're inherently valuable. Like, we're born with value.
Yeah, we don't have to work for anything when you're born.
If you think about it, babies, what do they do for us?
They
work. Shit, they throw up, they eat everything, or they don't eat things, and then we have to take them to the doctor. Like, it costs so much money in this country to have a baby in the first place. Like, you're going to be in debt. Like, what is this baby doing? That's it. It doesn't have to do anything. It has value already. It's inherently valuable to you.
Yeah.
Like,
you love it.
It came into the world with value for you.
It came into the world for you.
No, with value.
Oh, I thought you said without you.
No, with value for you.
But no, I like that concept actually, because when you think about it, you know, like we don't, like as babies, we're just, you're just a baby. You don't really give anything.
You don't have to earn anything.
Yeah, it's not like they had to like smile at you for you to be like, oh, I love you. Like they could just be there, and then you're like, oh my god, and everybody else loves you too, and they aren't even related.
Yeah, just like
you're a baby.
The little things you do, like if you like try to take a first step and you fall, and your parents like, oh my god, do it again. You did so good. They're not like, wow, you idiot. Use both feet.
Can you
keep your head up?
Oh my god.
This kid again.
He like falls on his face, like, put your hands up. Don't you know?
But yeah.
That's nice.
So the first step in recovery is accepting that you have inherent value and owning your truth, rewriting your narrative. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to own my truth.
Okay.
I don't mean that in like a scary way, because I feel like you're scared right now.
I don't know. Go.
She just doesn't know what I'm going to say.
Oh my god.
No, but I've struggled with my mental health, and for a long time and my shame from mental health, and just, I wouldn't say a lot of people know my story, but some do, and we're not going to get into all that right now, but it's been bumpy. And I would say that it took a long time for me to build the courage to speak on my mental health journey because of shame. I think that I was always so worried to get vulnerable with people about that, because like, what if they knew the real me, then they wouldn't like me. Like, I'm very like,
That shame.
yeah, like the shame, like, so you start to hide. But courage is exactly what it is, because Brene Brown, ability is the greatest measure of courage. So that's what I was doing, being courageous like I do.
Being vulnerable.
No, I'm just kidding. So I learned to be more vulnerable with that. But what I realized is that new things come. It takes time. You have to let yourself accept where you're at, what happened, what you did, accept your experiences as your truth. And that's fine. Those happened. We will learn from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I think it was somewhere it was like, we have to learn the lessons from our past, and we have to accept that we're not our past. Anyways, so I've been going on my mental health journey for the greater part of my life, and I am going to get vulnerable and talk about something that I've been carrying a lot of shame around in my mental health journey. So I recently have been trying to get my shit together, and that's looked like a lot of intense therapy. And by that, I mean like group therapy, individual therapy, like doing a little program, trying to better myself. And in that, I've been making changes and addressing things, and that caused me to spiral into guilt and shame. So for me, that meant getting sober. And for me, I have a lot of shame surrounding sobriety. I know that is literally like, you need to go to your therapist about that. And we're working on it. But my thing is like, what will people think? Like, what would they think of me? Like, will they act differently? Like when we're in social situations and there's alcohol around, like, are they judging me in any way? Like, these are like thoughts that run through your head. But what I learned is that shame flourishes in the silence. And so, like I said, you don't have to go on a podcast and just announce your shames to the world, to our
19 subscribers.
To our 19 subscribers. But I think that it is important for me to do on this platform. And this is my journey and this is my truth. And I'm going to learn from my past and I'm going to run with it. And I'm not going to feel shame about something, because the more you talk about something, the less shame you feel.
It's
and
true.
that I know for truth from my mental health journey and all that. Like, the more I talk about it, the less shame that I feel, because then I know I'm not alone. And obviously I'm gonna have a huge vulnerability hangover after this. And if you don't know what that is, it's when you get vulnerable with someone and then immediately regret everything that you just said. Like, you feel it in the pit of your chest. You're like, oh my God, like, well, I made a mistake.
I want to ask you right now, how courageous do you feel saying that?
Saying what?
What you just said.
I feel really good about it.
Okay.
I feel really good about it right now.
So whenever you have your vulnerability hangover, just remember the way that you felt after saying this to everyone.
Yeah.
And I think that is really courageous, and I did not know you were going to say that, but I am proud of you.
Thank you.
I think you're a good display of what it looks like to be vulnerable and courageous.
Aw, thank you. But I just hope that, like, through the vulnerability hangover, like, I'm able to, like, sit with those big feelings and still be able to ground myself and remember the change is scary, but only growth will come from it, and no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. But yeah, so that is my personal spiral story, my spiral up, and my shame no more. Don't shame me.
No one's going to shame you.
I'm just kidding. You're your own worst critic, so.
Yeah, anything you could say, she said worse, so.
Yeah, so what are some good affirmations that we can send out to the people? You are worthy.
You are worthy. You are not too much.
You can take up that space, girl.
Yeah.
Queen.
You are lovable and you have value and you matter.
Mija, you deserve more than everything you've been through. You are not alone and you are loved.
Okay.
You and you.
And you and all of you. Yeah.
So what have we learned from all this? What have you learned from all this?
I think I've learned that I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's my honest thing. But no, I guess that like I don't know, I know that my shame and my inner critic, they just tell me a lot that like I'm what did I write down here? Oh, that there's something wrong with me.
Mhm.
And I think I just need to tell myself that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think that's what I was saying. What does yours tell you?
I would say that mine, what I are still working on right now is accepting that not everyone is going to have a positive reaction to my truth, whatever truth it is. I'm not talking about being sober, like, fuck off. But, like, just about anything. Like, when people don't have positive reactions, like, knowing that you can be empathetic with them and sit with them, but you can't be in charge of their emotions. Like, you have to let them have their emotions and you have to protect your inner peace. It's like all goes back to boundaries and it's knowing your worth. So that's what I need to work on, or that's what I'm still working on. But yeah, and finding gratitude, I think, in the midst of like the shit storm, I think is also something that I'm working on.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
Definitely hard. But
doable, yeah.
Doable. Anyways, so we just encourage you. I know that shame is like a super heavy topic and you may not be ready to address it all. But if you want to accept the challenge, we would encourage you to think about one thing that brings you shame and maybe either journal on it or discuss it with someone that you feel safe with. But just think about it and then just throw some truth at it. Like, that's all you need to do right now. Just think about what it is, throw some truth at it, and be kind to yourself. No nasty comments to yourself.
Yeah.
Even though I've literally made a comment about my wrinkles in this episode.
No,
I did earlier.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
No.
But anyways, any hoozy doozy, we thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And hopefully next time it won't be so depressing.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. This was empowering. I feel empowered.
I know. I'm happy for you. I see it.
I'm
like still low key, like kind of shocked seems too much, but I'm just still like, yo, you fucking said that. I mean, we have to edit this anyways, but you're not going to take it out.
No.
So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, it wasn't depressing. It was empowering. And maybe next time we'll have some listener questions.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I don't know. We have no comment about it. Roll the papers.
Ridiculous.
Anyways,
until next time.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.